Guys, we're back again. Today we got some big things going on. As you can see, my ECU is unplugged because I bought the digital ECU tuner 3. This is a 4-bar system, so I can run up to 22. I can run, I think, over 22 pounds of boost with it, but I'm only gonna be running 8 when I do the turbo setup. But for now, we are wiring this so my car can run right with more power NA. So we're trying to, as of right now, get the mass sensor wires, find where they are in the ECU so that we can then splice the wires and put them into the piggyback. Because this isn't a standalone ECU. This is just a piggyback system. But the way that we're wiring it through description of the manual, it can act as a standalone with the power that this thing puts out. So I got my buddy Connor here with me. And the two dumbasses are putting our brains together to see what we can do. We're going to find these wires, and we will show you which wires we had to splice and which ones we had to make sure that we didn't splice so that the car does not go kablamo with a piston flying up. Alright, so we have an update here. We don't have to trace wires anymore. We figured out how to get the ECU cover off. Two dumbasses do great things. Alright, so now we just got to go off of... I have the manual on that surface over there. And... we just got to trace which wires and which pins go to what part to this ECU, and we'll be able to find every single wire that we need to splice into to fit the piggyback. I will catch you guys when we go to do the first cut. So, another one of my buddies dropped by, Hunter. And we're getting some pretty good headway here. So far, how many wires have you guys done at this rate? 4 wires. We have 4 more left at this rate. And so what we have already done is we've done the T for the CLT, so the coolant temperature. We've done the T for the IAT, which is the air intake temperature. And then we have gotten the, the VG, the airflow sensor separate so that we could plug that into the DET. And what was that 4th one? The 4th one was the 64. Crank sensor. There we go. We got the crank sensor one all set up as well. So now after we get this, we just have to cut and extend the wire. And how this works is now we're going to do the injectors. So the injectors is going to be set up in batch fire mode. So what batch fire means is all 4 injectors are connected to one line going into the piggyback, while the 4 original lines of the ECU get set with 4 10K ohm, hopefully 4 10K ohm resistors that are 1/4 watt, which should be enough to trick my ECU to thinking injectors are still connected directly. But instead, the 4 injectors are going to go into the DET system, where this, as I was saying, batch fire, what that does is it fires all 4 injectors at once into the system, into the valves, and what it does is so fuel will sit into the valves until when they open, the airflow will push the fuel in, causing the spark ignition, then out the exhaust like normal. Instead of it being individual direct fire, it's going to be batch fire, which I'm hoping at this rate is what will cause my pops and bangs out my tailpipe, because I'll get more fuel into a couple cylinders, and when I let off, pow, 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 out the back. Hopefully. We shall see. And the other hope is when we're done this, the car will start. That is the scary part, is to see if the car will start when we're done. We also have to find out where to plug in the 12-volt power to the DET through my ignition switch, in a sense, so that instead of it being I flick a switch, ECU turns on, turn on the car, it's going to be turn on the car, ECU turns on with it. That is the hope and the prayer that we're going to have here. But other than that, we've been getting some pretty good headway. We found all the wiring diagrams. We found the pinouts. And honestly, this isn't going too bad, right?
No.
Nah, yeah. Well, he's freezing. I'm just pretty good. I'm pretty good. But so far, I think it's going pretty good. Never mind the mess of wires here. Eventually, I'm going to fix these. These are from the NOS line that is in the car. 80 shot of NOS, dry shot. Freaking hammers when I hit it. Everybody hates it because they think it's the wrong setup, but so far the car's been hitting it pretty good. I actually went through a full bottle already,
Can that do NOS control too?
Yes, it's got a map switch. So the DET has a map switch. So what I can do is set it up on a flicker switch. So when I want to hit NOS, I flick it and it changes the tune. So it enriches the fuel getting ready for NOS to go in. And so when I hit the button, it's already set to go, and bam, I get NOS and it's full power and it's tuned correctly. Then I can just switch back when I'm not going to use NOS. So pretty soon this car is going places. Hopefully,
Well, if it starts.
If it starts, it's going places. If it doesn't start, there's a lot of wire work to check out and
We're just gonna
redo.
undo everything.
NA 100%, man.
Yeah. Well, this tuner also will allow me to do boost control, which will be later when I actually do the turbo setup. And when I do the turbo setup, I'm going to have to actually change a couple wires that we've already done because they have to be remapped for when the turbo gets put in. Because the MAF sensor might not be able to handle the amount of boost going, so we'd have to put a resistor so that when the car hits boost, it doesn't throw my stock ECU into limp mode, causing the car to just stop. But other than that, we're doing pretty good. So we're going to keep chugging along, and when we get to the wiring process of actually putting into the DET, I'll catch you guys. So we're off onto the injectors, and I'm going to catch a little bit of the guys here working on it. Right now, they are stripping the wires.
You're not. You gotta tilt downwards a little bit more.
No, I haven't pointed up at him.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. It's just straight Hunter's stomach right now. There we go.
I was worried. All right, I'm grabbing the soldering iron whenever you're ready.
Yeah, I'm just heating up my hands.
Waiting for
Alright.
Jacob to get his fucking phone.
It's all good.
No, you guys are good. Yeah, go for it. Yeah, no. Yeah, that's why I'm doing this one.
Actually, would you mind holding the wire real quick? I'm not first
Come around here. Body heater. Oh, feels nice.
Yeah, I'll do it after this.
It seems like it's working a lot better than like earlier today.
Yeah, it's like on its period or something. It only functions certain times of the week.
Oh, God.
There.
This thing focuses like shit.
Yeah, no, we're not getting contact. Oh, no, almost at it. Okay, try that. Nope. Okay. I need to heat up the solder down below there.
Can't really see what I'm doing.
Neither can I. How's that?
Let it, yep.
Yeah, that's good.
Let it cool. Yeah, there you
Fresh.
go. All right.
All right, can we put the soldering iron back over there?
Yep.
Okay, that one's extended.
Just so we don't burn ourselves, because as you may see on Connor's arm, kind of burnt a hole through my jacket. And
I fucked up my finger.
yeah, he grabbed that. So far, this is coming out pretty good. I'm pretty proud of this.
Yeah,
Proud of you guys.
for now.
For now.
Yeah, we'll see if my diagrams and my research behind the car actually paid off.
Yeah, see if these diagrams are wrong. We are
If these diagrams are wrong,
Excuse me, Toyota. My car's not running.
yeah, what's this rat nest of wires? I'm cutting the green one.
honestly, I wonder though if
No, it's not warranty anymore.
no.
I don't think this thing was warranted the moment you screwed with anything.
No, the moment I did the exhaust, I lost my warranty.
I bet your mom would.
What we're probably gonna do tonight to finish this off is we're gonna get all of these wires situated. We are going to put these clamps here. Oh, that's shaking a lot. These are the pins that go into the harness here. These resistors are, as I said before, to cheat my ECU. But these pins will then go into that harness so that we can then plug it into the ECU, or piggyback. I keep calling it ECU, but it's really just a piggyback that runs like a standalone the way that we're wiring it. But so far, guys, we're doing all right. I'm currently fucking freaking out. So we're gonna clean this up, obviously, but we're just testing. We have it in. And yes, it looks like a mess, but we know where every wire went, every wire where it's supposed to go. They're grounded to where they have to be. We went by the manual. We made sure everything was the way it was supposed to be. We have it plugged into my laptop so we can get the fuel tables as soon as we start it, because this thing has to start when we start the car. We're about to start this thing, and I'm fucking freaking out. Like, I'm cleaning up all this shit just to I'm cleaning up all my stuff, like my little surface here. I'm just taking this and I'm cleaning up, like, kind of, trying to stall and escape the inevitable, hopefully not, but possible death of my car. Because the way that the injectors had to be set up was very sketchy. But, it's oh man. I feel like I'm getting put on a surgery table and they're about ready to, cut into me, and they might be cutting into my heart. They might not cut into my heart. It just depends if the fucking doctor has a muscle spasm and just kills me. That's literally what I feel like right now. And I'm on the last page. I'm on the last page of putting shit away so I can stall this as much as possible. Where are my keys? My keys are in the house. Yes, I gotta go in the house and grab my keys. Yeah, I'm so scared, dude. This is such a scary process. This is the most extensive thing. Whew. I'm just about ready to start the car. Let's see if this works. Oh, man. All right. The inevitable truth. If this thing starts to knock, it's turning off instantly.
Put it to accessory mode first. Just see if everything's out.
Yeah.
Check engine light.
My odometer is the same.
Well, that's a plus.
Ready?
Up to you. Okay, I'm not getting anything on here.
Okay, so the injectors are not shooting. The injectors aren't shooting yet.
That didn't sound good.
That was just me trying to start it.
Oh.
All right, so we got to reprogram the injectors and make sure that they're actually firing off fuel into the system.
Check the ground.
We're checking the ground. We're going to recheck the ground, make sure. So far, I think we're good. It cranked and it didn't snap.
But there's no fuel table.
No, the fuel table won't show up until it actually starts to run. Okay. But it's still waiting for that process. So we just got to figure out what we got to do to get these injectors afire. We'll catch you guys when we get the injectors going and for the next startup.